Hi, Dr. David Kulla here with Synergy Wellness in New York City to review the Pso-Mini. Look how small this thing is. It's kind of cute, huh? Well, this is, Pso-Rite to release your psoas. So don't try to release your no, you could actually release your psoas with this, but you're not going to get very far because this tooth here is not as high as a Pso-Rite, a normal one. Check out that review. I did a review on the original Pso-Rite for the iliacus and the psoas, but it can be used for so much more. So just check out that video, that review on that product. This is the Pso-Mini though. This can be used for a lot of things too. And what's cool is on the back of the Pso-Mini, there are little grooves in here to stick your fingers in. And even on the opposite side, there's two on the top and on the opposite side on the bottom here for your thumb. So if you just want to grab it like this, and I'll show you why we would do that, or if you want to do it with two fingers. So we're gonna start with the traps. This is a great little way to stretch. Now, I've gone over some other products that you can use for trigger point therapy, and when I give you my pluses and minuses on the products, and one of them everybody knows is a back knobber. It's shaped like an S. That has its limits. You can watch that review and check out that product review. This is nice because you really don't need a lot of strength with your arms. You just press in there barely, just the weight of my arm pressing in there, my hand, and letting my elbow drop down, and I'm releasing my traps, and I've got my fingers on it like that, and I'm sticking the tooth right there, one of the tooths of the Pso-Mini in my trap, and then I'm gonna go reach a little bit further and inside and release my levator scapula, okay? And then if I go a little bit higher, I can get my supraspinatus. And the supraspinatus is really tight for most of you. If you go out further out to the AC joint, to the shoulder, most of you will have a lot of tenderness in there. And the reason for that is you probably work in front of a computer. And when you're on a computer and your elbow is 10 degrees away from your side. See that gap right there? Sorry, I got a phone call coming in. See that gap right there? So when you see that gap in my elbow there, just 10 degrees here, all that is 10 degrees contracts that supraspinatus muscle, and then you have a problem. Somebody's really trying to get a hold of me now. So we're gonna put that on silent. And here I go. I'm just stripping that supraspinatus and the trapezius. This is great for that. Then we can go to the chest. So many of my viewers have costochondritis. You can use this for costochondritis. You're gonna take it up by the shoulder, above the armpit, and pull it down. And while you do that, raise your arm up. You don't even have to move this, okay? So you're just gonna put it right here in the belly of the chest muscle, and then raise your arm up, and then you can bring it back a little bit. And raise the arm up and back, okay? And that's a really great stretch. For some of you, that may aggravate your costo, so you can ice it after you do that and fight through that pain and that discomfort initially. It will get better. I've also showed you other exercises for costo. This is a product review for the Pso-Mini, but you can use it if you have costochondritis. The other things you can do are for your shoulders. You could do here the deltoid and just kind of strip that down. I like to do that. You can hold it in place over a trigger point until it releases. Usually it should release. If it's a tender spot, hold it there. It'll release in 30 to 60 seconds typically, okay? Unless it's a really bad one or a really chronic trigger point that you've had for years and years and years and years, decades even, that might take a little bit longer, or it may come back. So you may have to keep hitting that point once a day or twice a day. And I have a trigger point in this shoulder. I tore my labrum in this right shoulder. So that's why I'm holding it a little bit longer here, okay? So now I can also lay on my back with this and put it right behind my shoulder and get my rotator cuff muscles. That's a really great one. And now I got my alarm going off. So a lot going on here today. Sorry about that, folks. Bear with me. This is a raw video. I don't cut things out. I don't sugarcoat things. If my phone's gonna ring or my dog's gonna come here on screen, I don't have a dog, but so be it, okay? Just go with the flow here. Now, rotator cuff, great for that. You can lay on this for the rotator cuff, but also this is really good for the neck. You can grab onto it with the two fingers and you can get into the SCM and gently pull down, or you can do that pin and stretch. I've done a video on that, the pin and stretch, ART for your neck, or how to alleviate tension headaches. I did a great video on that. So doing that, you can also go to the back of the neck and kind of strip down on the trapezius muscles, because those muscles run all the way up into the neck, the supraspinatus, to the lower part of the neck there. And you can also take it like this, and it fits right over your spine on both sides of the spine and hits the muscles on the spine, the erector spinae and the splenius muscles, some of the muscles in the cervical spine that are harder to get to. You can also lay on this and do your occiput. Your occiput is up on top. So if you have tenderness up on the skull, the back of your skull, and you get headaches and you've had head trauma, you may want to lay on this right under the little condyles, the little bumps. You could see them on my head here because I'm bald, obviously. But it's also great. So I've had tons of head trauma. I mean, I'm not going to go into that. All sorts of head trauma, car accidents, this and that, boat accidents. So you could take this right here, and I know that my occiput tends to go up on the right side, especially when I tense up or something like that. So every week after a Giants game, I tense up. My occiput always comes out of place. So after the Giants game, I pull this out and I kind of pull down and I release some of the tender spots, the trigger points, and I'm able to alleviate my occipital headaches this way. So not only is it good for those things, you can use it for your bicep. So you can do this on the bicep. You can also do it on the tricep muscle. So both of the arms, if they're really sore, great stretching tool. You can also use it back here on the traps. And like you do in the ribs and the chest area, very similar. You can just wrap your hand around and do it on the trapezius muscles. And that may be a little bit sore if you have costochondritis. Other places you can do it are your forearms. Works really well. You can use both teeth on the forearms at different angles, or you can use just one of the teeth from the Pso-Mini. And when I say teeth, I'm talking about these tips here on the Pso-Mini. So you could also use it in your hand. I find it's really helpful in my thumbs because I'm using my hands all day. So I use it in my thumb and the thenar eminence of my thumb and in the palm as well. And I find it nice and relaxing, like a massage. It's great. Sometimes I'll even put lotion on my hand and I'll use it with lotion. So if you have sensitive skin, you can use some lotion as well. You can use this on your glutes. You can use this, it's great for the glutes. You can even put one foot up on a chair and use it that way on the glute or standing. You can use it on your TFL. Your TFL is your tensa fascia lata. Sounds like a coffee drink, but it's sore for people that sit at a desk all day. So for you that sit at a desk, you can release your traps. If your arms are out like this, away from your side, change your computer station. Yes, buy this, but also change your computer workstation so you don't have that problem in the first place. Okay, but then you're sitting all day. So now tight quads and tight tensa fascia lata, TFL, you can stretch and release those tight muscles in the quads, on the outer quads, the middle and the inner quads, as well as the TFL. If you get shin splints, it might be a little painful, might want to wait for that to heal a little bit, but you can certainly use it after the shin splints heal so they don't come back. In the calf muscle, if you have really tight calves, you can use it in even laying down on your back and putting your leg or your calf over this while it's flat on the ground, and then putting your other leg on top of that leg will give it added pressure. And your hamstring, you can use it for your hamstring too before you go for a run. So it's a great little tool, and for 50% off, you can use the code Dr. Feel good. I hope you guys got good info out of this Pso-Mini. It's a nice, cheap product that you can use all over the body. So I like it. Double thumbs up from me. Thanks for tubing in.